So let's move on towards our next paragraph of discussion from Clayden book. So before moving on to the discussion, I want you guys to have a look at these structures. So this is styrene. This structure is styrene. This structure is ethyl acrylate, and this structure is vinyl chloride. And these are the monomers for polymer manufacture. Okay, these are the monomers for polymer manufacture. So how is polymer manufactured from this? So for example, the styrene structure, you have already seen what is the structure of styrene. So let me draw it once again for you. Okay. So styrene structure is something like this. Okay. Styrene structure is something like this. Okay. Now in this particular structure, if you want to make polystyrene, what will you do? In order to make polystyrene, we will actually, okay, we will have this particular unit repeated, okay, n number of times, where n is very large number. So this is what this was styrene, this was styrene, and this is polystyrene. This is what this is polystyrene. Okay, polystyrene. So this unit, this particular double bond, I have broken this double bond, and after breaking the double bond, one valency will be freed over here and another valency will be freed over here. So two valencies are freed after this double bond is broken, and styrene is converted to polystyrene. Okay. Similarly, ethyl acrylate is also converted to polyacrylate, and vinyl chloride is also converted to polyvinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is also converted to polyvinyl chloride. Okay, so these are the monomers for polymer manufacture. This thing you must remember. Plastics and monomers. Now, what does it mean by petrochemical industry? Let me tell you what is petrochemical industry before moving on towards the paragraph. So, petrochemical industry is such an industry where, from with the help of crude oil, we extract certain substances, and after the substances are extracted from crude oil, those structures which are substances which are extracted from crude oil, those substances are again converted into something useful. Okay, those are converted into something useful. For example, styrene will be obtained from crude oil, ethyl acrylate will be obtained from crude oil, vinyl chloride will be obtained from crude oil, and after we obtain these things from the crude oil, they are converted into useful things. For example, styrene is converted to polystyrene. Okay, so they are converted to useful things, and such a industry which manufactures such kind of things, this is called as petrochemical industry. Such a industry is called as petrochemical industry. So plastic and polymers take much of the production of the petrochemical industry. So plastics, you know what are plastics? Plastic means toys, plastics. There are plastics made out of toys. Okay, wire coverings made out of plastics. Okay, plastics and polymers. Okay, so plastics and polymers take much of the production of petrochemical industry in the form of monomers such as styrene, acrylates, and vinyl chloride. Okay, so many monomers are styrene, ethyl acrylate, and vinyl chloride. These are such some examples of monomers, and plastic and polymers are the major production of petrochemical industry. Okay, plastic and polymer are major production of petrochemical industry, and they are in the form of monomers such as styrene, acrylate, and vinyl chloride. The products of this enormous industry are everything made of plastic. The products of this enormous industry. This is an enormous industry. Okay, it in crores of tons we produce the materials, in crores of tons, millions of tons. Okay, millions, billions of tons. So this is an enormous industry, and the products of this enormous industry are everything that are made of plastic. Okay, everything, the day-to-day things which are made up of plastics, including solid plastic for household goods. For example, to the storage containers in the kitchen, some of the storage containers in the kitchen are made up of plastics. The electric switches are made up of plastics. Okay, so solid plastics are useful for household goods. Okay, and furniture is also sometimes made up of plastics. Plastic stool is there, plastic almirah is there. Okay, and some other polymers might also be there, such as fibers which are used for cloths. For example, nylon, dacron. Okay, nylon 6,6, nylon, dacron, nylon 6,6. Okay, then we have acrylate fiber is also there. Okay, so these things are there for cloths. Okay, and over 25 million tons per annum. And what does it mean by 25 million? So the fiber of cloths at the time when author was writing this book, at that time the fibers were being manufactured in such a huge amount, 25 million tons per annum. Now what is 25 million tons? You can convert 25 million tons into kg. So 25 million means 25 into 10 to the power 6 tons. 25 million tons simply means 25 into 10 to the power 6 tons, because 1 million is 10 to the power 6. 1 million is 10 to the power 6, so 25 million will be 25 into 10 to the power 6 tons. Now 1 ton is 10 to the power 3 kg. 1 ton is 10 to the power 3 kg. So 25 into 10 to the power 6 tons will be 25 into 10 to the power 9 kg, and that will be in turn equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power 10 kg. 2.5 into 10 to the power 10 kg. Okay, so this much is the production of cloth fiber. This much is the production of cloth fiber, CLOTH, cloth fiber. Okay, and elastic polymers for car tires are also there. Now what are elastic polymers? So elastic polymers are such polymers on which when we apply the force, they get changed by the force we apply, and after we remove the force, for example this is an elastic body, suppose. So if we apply the force, it will get bent. It will get bent at that particular point. Okay, the point at which we apply force, and as soon as we remove the force, as soon as we have applied the force here, and when we remove this force, when we remove this particular force, the same structure is once again regained. The same structure is once again regained. Such a material is called as a elastic material. Such a material is called as a elastic material. So the best example of elastic material is rubber band. Okay, rubber band is the best example of elastic material. When you stretch the rubber band by applying force, it gets elongated. When you stretch the rubber band by applying force, it gets elongated, and after you remove the force on rubber band, it comes back to the original shape. After you remove the force on rubber band, the rubber band comes back to the original shape after removal of force. Such a material is called as elastic material. So the tires for cars and bikes and automobiles, the tires of automobiles are made up of elastic polymers. Okay, they are made up of elastic polymers. And there are some light bubble filled polymers for packing. For example, thermocol is there. Thermocol, styrofoam. Okay, styrofoam, thermocol. Styrofoam means the foam, the yellow colored foam you must have seen. Yellow colored foam. Okay, so the styrofoam is something which is used for packing purpose. Okay, so it prevents damages to the delicate things. It prevents damages to the delicate things. So for that purpose, light bubble filled polymers are used. They are used for packing. Okay, so worldwide 100 million tons of polymers are made per year. So what is 100 million? You must have a look. 100 million tons. 100 million tons means 100 into 10 to the power 6 tons, and 100 into 10 to the power 6 tons means 10 to the power 8 tons. Now 1 ton is 10 to the power 3 kg, so 10 to the power 8 ton, 10 to the power 8 ton will be 10 to the power 11 kg, 10 to the power 11 kg. So worldwide 10 to the power 11 kg ton of polymer are made per year. 10 to the power 11 kg of ton of plastics. Okay, 10 to the power 11 kg of plastic are made per year. Okay, and PVC manufacture alone employs over, and this PVC, polyvinyl chloride, PVC means polyvinyl chloride. The polymer of this compound, the polymer of this particular compound is called as PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and its manufacture alone employs over 50,000 people. Okay, 50,000 people are employed in that, and they make over 20 million tons per year. They make over 20 million tons per year. And what is 20 million tons? 20 million tons means 2 into 10 to the power 10 kg. 20 million tons is 2 into 10 to the power 10 kg. So this much is the production. Okay, so this is the thing which you must remember in this particular paragraph. These were the things which you must learn. 1 million is 10 to the power 6, 1 ton is equal to 10 to the power 3 kg. These were the important things in this particular paragraph. Okay, and nothing else was important. It was just an ordinary paragraph. Thank you very much.